All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, thank you very much for joining me here. A couple of days ago, I actually put a story about how the market had been a little confusing, and just talking to people. I think that there's a lot of conflicting reports. There's a lot of conflicting information, just on the state of the market, on where we're at, on activity, on whether it's a good time to buy a home, on whether it's a good time to sell a home. So I wanted to just come on here and kind of give you guys a little more clarity on what's going on. So right now we have interest rates that continue to fluctuate. Just a couple of days ago, we had the Federal Reserve um, looking at the fact that inflation wasn't down to what they had expected. It had actually gone up over the past month. So that kind of, not kind of, that pauses them from putting any um, from doing any rate cuts, which it were, what was kind of was expected or what people were looking forward to here in the first quarter of the year. And based on all the reports that I've been reading, it looks like the rate cuts that we had been, really hoping for are going to be later in the year. We're looking at the summer, or it could be even fall. But it all depends on how these reports continue to come out. So when it comes to your particular situation, I just am going to continue with the same message that I've been doing throughout this entire time that rates have been fluctuating. Um, when we had interest rates that were in the 3% range, 2% range, that was a unique market. That was what we referred to as the unicorn years, which was the time of the pandemic, basically. And due to the artificially lowered interest rates during that time, a lot of people were jumped into the market. A lot of people were able to qualify for mortgages during that time. And then in July of 2022, the reality set in and interest rates went up to 6%. A few months ago, they were up as high as 8%. And if you guys look at the trends, and you guys can research this, you can Google it, you can look back at older videos, what you're looking at is that interest rates are normalizing. Interest rates were on average over the last, I believe, 40 years, 7%. So we're pretty much back on track with that. Again, when they were extremely low in the 2-3% range, that was due to unique circumstances. You're looking at a global event, and that's where the Federal Reserve was trying to stimulate the economy and lowering rates doing that. And that's what will happen. Now, for you guys to kind of keep an eye on what's going on, um, from what I've read, is that you're going to see more job cuts towards the time that interest rates will actually be cut. So keep an eye on that. That's one of the indicators, not necessarily rule of thumb, but that is one of the indicators that we'll be looking at. One of the reports that come out, and as that changes, we'll keep you informed, of course. Now, is it a good time to buy? Is it a good time to sell your home? The answer is yes, but it all depends on your situation, right? If you're looking to sell your home for top dollar, then you're in the right market. Why do I say that? Because despite interest rates being where they are, there's been pent up demand for years here in New York. And the people that are shopping right now, they're aware of where the interest rates are, right? They are aware of what their monthly payment is. They're not shocked. They're not surprised by it. They've been shopping around for a property, um, and they're still out there, despite the weather, despite the frigid temperatures, all that. Those are the real buyers that are going to make offers on your property. When we talk about buyers, is it the right time for you to buy? Well, for you guys that have been on the sidelines, or for those of you that have had a hard time finding a property, now is the time to go out there and have less competition on your hands. You're going to have less buyers than in previous, time. You don't have all the buyers that qualify, so that's one thing in your favor. You also have the weather. I always tell my buyers to go out during the worst possible times because others won't, and you'll be able to outbid others just by the mere fact of showing up, by being there, by looking at the property. Now, are you going to get a tremendous deal? What people, ask about? real estate continues to appreciate. I was in a class earlier today. We're talking about the fact that home prices are still appreciating. It's just at a decelerated pace, meaning that over the last couple of years, you had year over year increases in the value of a home, where you're getting to, let's say, 8%, 10% year over year, where now you're looking a little more reserved, back to, more sustainable levels, where you're still increasing the value of your home, or the value of homes continues to go up, right? So home prices are going up, but it's not to the same level that they were before. So you have a chance of getting into a home now before the prices continue to escalate. You have a time where there's less buyers in the market, so you're able to actually get your offer through on a property. And at the end of the day, if it makes financial sense, if it makes sense for you and your family or your loved ones or whoever the decision makers are to purchase that home, make the move, right? It's not about wait to buy real estate. That saying, it's buy real estate and wait. This real estate is a cycle, and it's an appreciating cycle. You just have to hold on to the property long enough for it to appreciate to the levels that you want. And at the same time, it's not real estate is not always about the numbers. People need a place to live. People, families grow, families get smaller, um, your needs change. Um, you know, there are a lot of different variables that take part in the real estate, you know, um, transaction. So, um, if you want a more personal analysis on your current situation, on whether you should personally buy and whether you should personally sell, one of the things that I pride myself on is being transparent and being a consultant to my clients. I treat all my clients as family. So I give you the advice that I would tell my own mom, right? Where I'm trying to provide you with a path with, and I want to arm you with all the knowledge that I can give to you, point you in the right direction, give you the resources you need. And then based on all of that, let you make the decision at the end of the day, right? So I promised that I would give you that update. Here we are. I'll get into more of numbers and a little more in depth over the next few days, but I at least want to give you guys kind of like an overall idea of what's going on in the market. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. You can reach me commenting here. You could reach me via email, dgarcia@kw.com, or you could always call or text the 917-982-8899. Thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned for the next one.